Okay. I'm just not going to look at that page for a minute. Oh, now it has a really delayed reaction and looked like it was on.
I just deleted it.
All right. So, hope it's not going to go weird because of a really bad delay.
Well, I deleted it, the previous one.
Okay. I'm just having a hard time getting my phone to recognize. All right, so I'm just going to get out of Facebook for a minute. I'll log in after we do this. We're going to try this again.
Yeah, let's try it again.
There we go. Let's try this again. We'll make a little noise, see if we're here. I see some noise. Let's see if we can find both of us. Let's see. Oh, I think we got a winner. Well, we did for a second there. I don't see it again yet. Isn't that funny? It's live, but it's not live. We don't know. Well, maybe we'll just assume it's going and we'll do something and then we'll check back in. I think that's the only thing I can do. Yeah, because I'm not seeing it so far. All right, that's okay. Why don't we just play something and then we'll catch up.
Hey, please comment. Because we can't see whether we're on live or not.
Yeah, we can't tell. So, let us know if you see us, and we'll hopefully get your message sometime soon. Meanwhile, we'll just have a good time playing something. Ready? Yeah.
Am I in the right key?
You were.
Yeah. Let's start over again.
Let's start again.
Let's be nervous. We haven't been nervous in a while.
Because
All right,
technical difficulties just throw you off. You know they do. I'm good. We don't know. All right. Should we start again?
1, 2, 3. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Mark Allen Lovewell. I'm a folk singer from the island of Martha's Vineyard, and we welcome you to another Sunday at Sea show, and we're not sure we're on.
We're trying. We're seeing, but I think there's something going on because it's the weather. The weather is very cloudy and very rainy, and I know that affects satellite signals and stuff like that. So
if
far,
you're online and you're watching the show, please comment. Let's say hi.
Say hi, and if you're actually able to text me, that would be fabulous, because then we would know you were hearing us even if we aren't. Oh, I think. Oh yeah, we're on. We're on.
Goody.
Woohoo! Yay!
It just popped in?
It just popped in.
No
Yay.
kidding.
Isn't
Oh
that
my
funny?
gosh, here we are.
Yay! And we've got some visitors with us, so we're glad. We're glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you. Carol is here. Joanne is here. We got Dawn and Eric. It's a party. We got a quorum. I think we should do a show.
Oh my gosh.
Let's do it. Thank you for letting us know you were hearing us. Yay! Awesome. Yeah, it's kind of a rainy, bleak kind of day out today. But, you know, you got to have those in springtime because then tomorrow it's supposed to be really lovely. So we're feeding all of our plants today. That's right.
That's right. And hey, listen, we got to talk a little bit about Molly today. Molly was a star today. I got to find my flat pick. Here it is.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I got it now. Anyhow, earlier today, Molly was performing with
Yeah.
the Wicked Goods music review, and I mentioned that in our announcement, but was so astounding was the place was packed, the place was full, 3 consecutive shows, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon.
That's
Full, the place was full. And seven singers and 3 musicians.
6 singers.
6 singers and 3. Anyhow, the beauty of it is, I mean, it's music you will never hear on Sunday at Sea. But the beauty of it is that it was well attended, enthusiastic crowd. People loved the show. And in the aftermath of the closing last song, people cried.
Yeah.
Now I know many of you are big followers of Molly, and you know how good she is and how she can inspire an audience. Well, she was in her element this weekend.
There was humor involved.
She brought joy and happiness to this amazing thing,
It was
amazing
really
program.
fun. It was very
Doing
fun.
Hollywood, no, not Hollywood,
Broadway
Broadway
stuff.
tunes.
Yeah, a little bit of movies, a little bit of television inspired, but mostly Broadway
Sondheim,
stuff.
somebody did Sondheim, somebody
yeah.
Roger and Hammerstein. Anyhow, those kinds of things.
Big
And the
crowd.
reason why I want to draw attention to it is because we are so fortunate to have her on this show, because what she does on her own is amazing, absolutely
You're so sweet.
amazing. So
Very
anyhow, I had to bring attention to that because that is really a big deal, big deal.
Well, I have the joy of getting to be on stage with a number of amazing, wonderful musicians and singers, performers who know how to just bring you in, you know, draw you into a song. And you're really good at that too. I'm sorry, I'm changing the subject.
Oh dear. You want to mention the names of the performers that were with you?
That's right. So we had David Benke, Ken Romero, Aidan Weiland, there was Catherine Reed, and oh shoot, am I going to forget my new friend's name? Of course I am, because I'm terrible. It's going to come back to me.
It's not a test.
But she's a very talented lady and a mom with her 3 little kids that were there today. It was just so sweet. And then there were 3 musicians, 2 at the piano, Molly Sturgis, Peter Boak, and then we had Brian Weiland on percussion, and so it was wonderful.
And they've been
Leslie
practicing.
Leslie Guzman.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they've been practicing for weeks.
Yes.
Weeks, going back
Months. Yeah.
You
Sounds
know,
very
they
good.
do things together. It was just such a wonderful program, and I watched it last night, and it was just so good, so good. And we have to celebrate this relationship that artists have with their audience in these incredibly important times.
It was
We do.
like that. Yeah.
So, so I thought we'd start off the show with a song called the Herring Song. Draw some attention.
Song.
We love the herring song. This is spring. This is spring at its best. And I just recap for many of you who follow the show for a long time and knowing that about the herring song is that the spring and a herring come from the ocean. They go up the streams, the freshwater streams, to spawn. And they do it every year. Every year they do it. And
And
there's
it's so cool. They come back to the same stream
That
after
they
they've
were-
been out in the ocean. They find their way back.
They come home. They find their way home to spawn and bring in new babies. And it's a story you know about salmon, a similar story of a fish, an anadromous fish that comes up. And I want to wave this book at you. This book is called Clearing the Coastline. And it's a story about Cape Cod. And it's a 19th century ecological and cultural transformation of Cape Cod by Matthew Mackenzie. And the reason why I'm waving this book at you is because it's a really good book. And I'm just reading a chapter where he's devoted the energy to just the herring. Because in the earliest years of this this country, when we were just learning how to settle on Cape Cod, herring were in abundance, overflowing, abundance. And they could harvest them by the barrel. And the Wampanoag tribes harvest them and use them for lots of purposes,
yeah.
all kinds of and so what's so useful for the story is that the herring are in decline in the last 20 years. There are not many of them around. And I know we've got some friends on the Cape who have seen some evidence that the herring are starting to come back. And that's really important because it is important. But I also just want to say to you is that they are the amount of herring that are returning pales in comparison to what used to happen. Tons of these fish would come up the coast. And the story that's written here is the political story too about how settlers, the early settlers of this country, made choices that were not necessarily in the best interest of the fish. And because what happens is that they wanted to turn the creeks, the brooks, into power, so they could power their mills, and that hurt the fishery. And there are all kinds of other things that happen. And so, through a span of time, the wonderful abundance of herring declined. Now, I remember, I'm fortunate, I'm old enough or whatever, that I remember when there was an abundance of herring around here, and you could go in the spring and you could harvest them. You could harvest them recreationally. You didn't need a permit or anything. Today, for the last more than 20 years, there's a moratorium. You can't. You're not allowed to. It's a prohibition because the numbers of the fish are so scarce. They're so low that fishermen, fisheries managers, everyone is concerned that those fish come back. We want them to come back. So I wrote this song called Herring Song.
Because they need somebody to sing their song. An advocate, a musical advocate.
They needed a folk singer to write a song.
That's right.
How's it look? We got people?
Dan Waters says, maybe our biggest problem is that we're hard of herring.
That's right.
Good one.
Yay, Dan. Oh my God, there's so many times I go, just before we get back to this. I'd go out and hang out with the guys in Aquina. There is a herring run in Aquina, and Buddy Vanderhoop and a bunch of friends, Richie Medeiros and Hollis Smith, and we'd all gather at night, like 3 in the morning. And that's quite an hour to get a bunch of guys together to do anything. And we all brought our humor with us. We all brought a sense of humor. And we used to complain about our hard of hearing. Was a spring when the herring didn't come. Never a night when the fish didn't run. Never a thought we'd ever get this way, that they'd be so scarce in this modern day. Humpback whale breaches from a deep dive. Bald eagle flies so way up high. Shiny silver scales in this old fish weir. You gotta love it, boy.
Oh yeah.
The fish are here. These seaside fish were our darlings. With all the and our hearts were warm. Fish scales they made Priscilla pearls. Wampanoag, Penobscot, and every coastal tribe. Winters were cold, it was hard to survive. Hope of spring came with this fish of the sea. It came wiggling, swimming up the stream. Scarce they aren't around much anymore. They are so depleted, they're gone from our shore. Don't tell our forefathers we've emptied the banks. We squandered them and have our greed to thank. These seaside fish were our darlings. They're all the men in the morning for the sun. Fast cold water and our hearts are warm. Fish scales they made Priscilla pearls. When the shad bush blossoms and the snow melts, the ponds open up and the creeks let out. Wherever a trickle of water meets the sea, there's a herring waiting to come upstream. In the darkest night when the moon rises, turn that lantern light up high, the herring have arrived. Their names connect us to where we should be. Blueback, Allwads, Bucky, and Sawbelly. These seaside fish were our darlings. We hauled them in the morning for the sun. That's cold water and our hearts were warm. Ladies, they love Priscilla pearls. Ladies, they love Priscilla pearls.
I love that song. It's so good. Well done.
It makes us, should be almost as warm-hearted as your show. We like to do warm-hearted things. On a coastal community, we need to do warm-hearted things because it's cold out there.
It is cold today.
It's still cold out
where
there.
you guys are.
I don't know. I ran out of wood and no wood for Ashley. Boy, we could have had a fire today.
Yeah, we could have. We could have.
No kidding. So I just want to draw a little bit of attention to what's going on around here.
Oh, what's going on around
You see
here?
around here? Can anybody see? Look at this.
We got a banner. A
Look at-
banner.
Look at this.
Isn't
Look
that
at
sweet?
this.
Isn't it great? Thank you, Toby.
Toby Conlon. We have followers of the show, you know, that cross all borders.
That's right.
Toby is in Toronto. And I don't know if any of you saw the little essay I published on Facebook.
There you go.
Toby saw it. We love folks in Canada. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. We love them.
That's
We
right.
still love them.
We love them everywhere.
And
Maybe you could wear that right in front of you.
I know, look at this. Is this fun? Please comment. I'd love to have some feedback on this because this show has a life of its own, you know.
That's right.
I think one of the key elements of the show is, I mean, we got what we got here. We got the
That's right. We got the Ukrainian flag there.
We got the Ukrainian flag.
That's right. We got the Pride Progress
We got
flag.
the Pride flag too.
That's right. We got flags.
So we do. I mean, Molly and I are enormously conscious and aware and sensitive to all of our. We have political feelings, and we try to keep them off the show.
We just want
But we
everybody
can't.
to be safe. That's all.
We
want
can't keep them
everybody
off the show, folks.
but
I'm afraid that's the way it is. We have a political point of view
We just want
and
everybody
concerns
to be
about the
kind.
future of our friends.
Yeah.
And this is, if all we did was just thought about our friends, we have political awareness.
That's right. We want everybody to be safe.
We want them safe. We want them to sleep well at
That's
night.
right. And experience kindness in their
You know?
lives.
If you have a green card, we want you to be all right.
That's right.
If you don't have a green card, we want you to be all right.
You're still a person.
Yeah. So anyway, I just want, please comment, please share, please be a part of our story because you're part of it too. You know, we care about you. You're our audience.
Joanne loves our Canada connection. We are international. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
It matters, you know. I mean, here we are in a silly little island off the coast of Massachusetts. Silly little thing. It's just what my son calls a spit of sand, because he's living in California where everything is at big scale.
Bigger.
Where the mountains really are mountains and the rivers are really rivers. You come. If I showed you the river we had on Martha's Vineyard,
It's a little trickle.
right?
Yeah, trickle. Yeah.
Tyasquam River. We have a river called the Tyasquam River.
It's a stream. It's a little babbling brook.
It's called a river. So anyhow, it's all about scale, but the idea is that we're off the coast of Massachusetts on an island, and we care. And throughout the centuries, Martha's Vineyard residents have been concerned and interested in the affairs of the world around. In the days of whaling ships traveled the globe.
Yeah, that's right.
And the people that were from Martha's Vineyard were on those ships, and they came back with stories, and they came back with all kinds of things. So this Martha's Vineyard is not an ostrich island where you put your head in the sand and don't have a concern for the world around. In fact, and we've got witnesses who watch the show, we have a pretty vibrant, active, alive, caring community.
Yeah. Aren't we lucky?
Aren't we lucky?
Yeah.
We really are.
Yeah.
I mean, so the perception that Martha's Vineyard is a rich little island off the coast of Massachusetts where the rich people go to get away from it all, I'm afraid that's a false truth.
That's only a couple months of the year, and that's not most of the people that live here. That's for sure.
That's right. And in fact, since we have such an enormously creative community, they're tuned in. People know what's going on here.
That's
Right, Dan? Dan, please agree.
Now it's time to do a drinking song, right?
Sometimes you have to do a drinking song.
You just gotta.
Sometimes a drinking song's a good thing.
Yeah.
And even if for those of us who are sober. All for me grog, me jolly jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all my tin on the lassies drinking gin. Far across the western ocean I shall wander. All for me boots, me nobby nobby boots. All for me beer and tobacco. Well, the heel is all worn out and me toes are wiggling about. And the soles are looking out for better weather. Sing with me. All for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all my tin on the lassie drinking gin. Far across the western ocean I shall wander. All for me shirt, me knobby, knobby shirt. All for me beer and tobacco. Well, the collar is all worn out and me sleeves are torn about. And the tail is looking out for better weather. All for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all my tin on the lassie's drinking gin. Far across the western ocean I shall wander. Okay, this is my favorite verse.
Okay.
I'm sick in the head. I haven't been to bed since first I went ashore to asunder. Well, I spent all my dough on the lassies, don't you know?
That's good.
Far across the western ocean I shall wander. Last time. All for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. Sing along. All for me beer and tobacco. Now I spent all my tin on the lassie's drinking gin. Far across the western ocean I shall must wander. Far across the western ocean I shall wander.
That's a good one.
I think we
That's
needed
funny.
it, don't we?
Yeah, that's a fun one. And excuse me, every once in a while, I am yawning because I'm so tired.
Because she had
This
3
is a
days
two-
of concerts.
This is a 2-show day today for me.
2-show
Plus, I
day.
sang in church this morning. It's a 3-show day.
Please comment. Please tell her she's a good lady, okay?
I'm just having a good, relaxing time here. So if I just get a little groggy, hey, that was good, groggy. I'm getting
Yeah, all for my
all for my
grog.
groggy.
Where'd that ginger beer go? We got,
Oh, we do have a ginger beer.
you know,
That's
we gotta
right.
get you. We gotta get you infused.
That's right here.
We gotta infuse you. You hear the bell?
There's the ship's clock.
Here we have the ship's bell go off.
There you go. Here,
No,
you
you
can
wanna have
start.
a
We
sip
only have
first.
one. We only have one. We have to share.
I'm so glad you're joining with us tonight, folks.
Cheers.
We got some gigs coming up.
That's right. That's right. We got Tuesday night starting at 7 o'clock is Pathways up in Chilmar. And the whole theme, of the evening is maritime stories and songs. And we're just going to be a little segment of it, which is wonderful because we get to hear other people's wonderful segments as well. So we're going to have a part of it and we're going to sing a song that you know.
That's right.
And we're going to tell a little story and have a good time. So come if you're on the island and
People you know, Nat Benjamin's going to be there.
yeah, a bunch of salty people.
Some really salty fellas.
That's
and they're going to tell stories at Pathways.
And
Tuesday.
we've been there and done this before,
We've
and
done
it's
this
just
before.
wonderful to hear the
The
stories,
audience
the
loves it.
adventures.
It's a live, you know, this, I mean, we all have this wonderful relationship with you and all, but can you visualize coming out to what is the Chilmark Tavern during most of the year? And in the wintertime, they call it Pathways, and they put on these little programs.
All kinds of programs.
Little programs.
A lot
but
of
I'm
variety.
saying little programs, but they're really quite magnificent
Oh, yeah.
programs.
And then on Thursday night, we're going to be off island. We are going to be at the Cape Cod Maritime Museum. This is the third time we've been asked back, 3 years in a row, to go do a little program with them. Now, we're a little confused about the time of the show. We were thinking it was the same time as the last 2 years, but they seem
They
to
moved
be
it later in the-
advertising that it's a little later, so we can't tell you what time.
I think we
show
can.
up,
It was
but
7 o'clock, right?
That's what that says in their little newsletter. So
7 o'clock.
we think we are, yeah. We gotta figure that out.
We gotta figure it out.
But we'll be
But
there.
at least they're promoting it at 7 o'clock. So come by the Cape Cod Maritime Museum. We'll be
Yeah.
there.
And then we'll be looking for a place to stay the night.
That's right. We have some friends.
We gotta
gotta
figure
call.
that out. Oh, we get to do our favorite one here. Oh, we love this one. Oh, Uta's with us. We
Yeah,
are an
we go.
international show.
From Germany.
From Germany.
We have
Woo!
follower from Germany.
That's right. Woohoo!
We love Germany.
That's right.
We love Uta.
That's so fun. So fun.
And we know tomorrow, when Sharon and Ted will join.
That's right. In the
If
morning.
they
That's
might
right.
be in bed right now, but they'll be joining the show later.
Listen to what Uta says. She says, the history of your island and our town in Germany is kind of similar. The best time of the town was when fisher boats came back with a big catch of herring. Yeah.
Aw.
That's great. That's
Isn't that
great.
great?
Oh, I love that. That's so wonderful.
Fishing drives communities because we had all these towns on the waterfront. And the seasons, we all love daffodils coming out in the spring. We love that. But can you imagine the commerce turning on? In other words, the fish arrive and people start making money and there's excitement and whatever.
That's right.
All right.
Am I blocking your view if I sit?
I think I can see it now.
You're good?
All right, we're gonna start slow. Here we go.
Okay, 1, 2, ready, go.
you ever take a couple of notes on the floor?
Oh yeah, we'll get them. We'll sweep them up later.
That's right.
That's such a fun tune. I love that one. Scully's Reel is a good one. That's a fun one. I'll put this one down here. Oh, you're gonna do another concertina. This is a switcheroo, this one, right? I know, isn't it a great tune? Thank you, Joanne. Joanne loves the tune too. We're glad you're all here. You figuring out a key for this one here?
Trying to find the note.
Yeah. I think it's...
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a Billy O'D. The wind blew up and her bow dipped down. Oh, blow me, blow, blow, blow. Soon may the wellman come, bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from the shore when down on her the red whale bore. The captain called all hands and he swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellman come, bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boats had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned in fodder when she dived down low. Soon may the wellman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was free. The captain's mind was not on greed, for he belonged to the whaleman's creed. She took that ship in tow. Soon may the wellman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. All boats were lost, they were only 4, but still that whale did go. Soon may the wellman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The whaleman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the wellman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. We'll take our leave and go. That's the first time I've done it live with the concertina.
With the concertina, well done.
Yeah, it's a
You've
cool
been
song.
practicing that. Yeah, usually he does a guitar in that song. So.
Anyway, I
That's
do it
a big
on
accomplishment.
the guitar all the time, but I just, the concertina, I love the concertina.
It's fun.
And it changes
Well
the
done.
tune, it makes it a different tune.
It does. I liked it. I liked it because we could hear the vocals and hear the story even more. You know, I think
Yeah,
that's nice.
and it's a storytelling song.
Yeah, yeah.
And I realized, you know, if you've heard it on the TikTok, you know that if they do a lot of heavy rhythm.
Right,
Don't,
right. And it's really cool and it's really
Which
effective.
is fun and it's fine.
This is like really simple.
I'm alright with that. Have a sip of that ginger beer.
Oh, please. Yeah. I'll have some
And
more
so-
too. Thank you.
It's great having you all join with us tonight. Molly will get a good night's sleep. We don't have to worry about that.
That's for sure.
She's already ready for bed.
That's
We don't even have to have dinner.
I was just thinking of the song, one of the songs that I sang in the musical review this weekend. If you all have access to YouTube, look it up. It's a funny song, and it's called Alto's Lament. And the funny thing about it is that it kind of pokes fun at the typical alto part in musical theater things, or choral numbers. Anytime you get singing alto in a large group of people, a lot of times there's a lot of sort of Johnny one note to it, you know. So this song kind of lampoons that, which is quite fun, and I had a great time with it.
Describe that more. I mean, it's a very boring part of the musical score. Those poor
altos.
They get assigned to doing these notes that are like
kind of the thankless role. So this song was kind of highlighting that and saying, please give me a chance at the melody. But then the punchline of it at the end for me was like, I love singing alto. I've been trying to be an alto since I was in 4th grade. So I get to sing alto with Bark. It's wonderful. I get to sing low notes. Make harmonies. I love it. It's fun.
The thing about Molly is she can do anything. She can do any kind of music. I haven't done a rock and roll show.
Oh no!
But I could see that.
Oh no! Oh
no! But she can do Broadway. She can do
I
opera.
Do that. I did a little
She
bit
do
of
opera
tonight. That was fun. Let's do this tune.
Yeah,
we love this one.
Hurrah, me lads, get underway, right welcome comes the warning. Up on deck, all hands obey, we're homeward bound this morning. You Tom and Dick and Joe and Jack stand by to get your anchor. Here, boy, lay lofty.
Let's do the beginning again.
Hurrah, me lads, get
underway, right welcome comes the warning. Up on deck, all hands obey, we're homeward bound this morning. You Tom and Dick and Joe and Jack stand by to get your anchor. Here, boy, lay aft to the mizzen gaff and loose away the spanker.
So let's walk around, we're
homeward bound. Each moment brings us nearer. So heave and haul, me hearties all, for friends and home that's dear. You. It's coming. It's coming.
That's just the chord verse.
Okay.
Let me do this.
Song? That's fun.
It was collected by Gail Huntington.
Yeah.
It means it was a song that was written more than 150 years ago, 200 years ago.
And was just
Going
going
back to
around
the
the
days
ocean.
of the whaling. Goes back to the days of the whaling.
And because they were going back to the days of the big giant ships that had so many different sails, and they all had different names, and one of them was the Spanker, the one way at the back.
There was one at the back of the vessel, on the stern. You look at all those topsails this and topsail that and yardarm that and whatever this and that. The sail in the stern, one of the farthest.
Pretty
aft.
farthest, or almost.
The farthest
one of the triangles. One of the ones that triangles
way
in the
back.
back.
And you got to visualize why it was called that. What was it called?
The Spanker.
The Spanker.
It was
How did it get its name?
It
I
was at
bet
the
you there's
backside.
a story.
I bet it was at the
I
backside.
bet you that somebody gave it a spanking.
I'm thinking.
They named that sail
It was
after
good
this.
humor. Good humor.
Somebody had some.
Somebody
was
joke.
having a big laugh
That's right. That's
hundreds
right.
of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to name that part of the sail that
The
sail.
Spanker.
And if you look, because you see those, all those tall ships, and they got and it's a gaff rigged sail. It's like gaff rig, and it was a very powerful sail. Powerful sail. All the sails were powerful. All of them. They call it a spanker. You got to tell me they have a sense of humor back in those days
I
that we
know,
don't
right?
really pay enough attention. We thank you, Gail Huntington,
Because any song that has
for collecting a
Spanker
song
in
that
it,
tells us
we
about
gotta
a
sing.
spanker.
You gotta sing it. It's just,
Oh my gosh, here we are.
oh, we love this song. We love this song. Oh, I see harmonicas in this one too. Ooh, you see that up there? Harmonica.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Maybe we haven't done it that way in a while. That'd be nice.
See, that's the way we have notes. We have notes so we can do our show. Not only the words that Mark tends to forget, not only the notes that Mark tends to forget, but we also have instructions on what instruments go with certain tunes.
Yeah, we have fun with the different instruments, or where do we need the capo?
Yeah, where do we need a capo? We need it on the
Capo up 2. Oh no, this one says capo up 4. Well, it depends on which key you're doing it in. Which harmonica did you get, the E or the D?
E.
Okay, so then you got to go up 4 frets then. So you got to go up 4 frets.
Yeah.
There we go. I think this could be a noodling song too. I love when you do noodling. It's so pretty.
See if we can do some noodling.
Yeah.
Do it again. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm just getting warmed up, everyone.
That sounds good. You can
Please
just
use
keep
this time
doing
to
it.
say hello to each other. People can comment to each other.
That's right.
You also know that we have a group called Sunday at Sea on Facebook where people used to, I haven't seen much of it lately. It's a group and you can say hello to each other. row the boat and let me go home. My mama is calling, go row the boat, child. My mama is calling, go row the boat, child. Mama is calling, go row the boat, child. Go row the boat and let me go home.
The darkness is falling. Go row the boat, child. The darkness is falling. Go row the boat, child. The darkness is falling. Go row the boat, child. Go row the boat and let me go home.
That sounded really nice.
I like that together.
Storm clouds are rolling. We had quite a few today. Go
We
row the boat,
Row
child.
the boat.
Storm clouds are rolling.
Rolling.
Go row the boat, child.
Row the boat.
Storm clouds are rolling. Go
Rolling.
row the boat, child.
Row that boat.
Go row the boat and
Let me go
home.
Yeah, we're getting some puddles pretty big around here, but we're gonna need some rowboats. to
Hey,
get
were we the
through.
only ones who got rain today? Did you folks get rain? Because there was a big cloud hanging over Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, and Cape Cod. Boy, it
Just kinda
just
sitting
hung.
there.
It
Just sitting.
wasn't even moving much. Normally the clouds, they move from west to east. You know what we're talking about, right? Move from west to east. This one came in from the ocean. Slowly. It wasn't like it was on a rush. It was like it had a clock to tend to. It was just, and it was with us all day.
So these storm clouds are stalling.
Let's do that verse again. Storm clouds are rolling.
Go row the boat, child.
Storm clouds are rolling.
Storm clouds are rolling. Row the boat, child. Storm clouds are rolling. Go row the boat, child.
Go row the boat.
Let me go home.
Let's do an instrumental.
Yeah. See
The lightning is
flashing.
so row the boat, child. The lightning is
flashing.
go row the boat, child. The lightning is
flashing.
go row the boat, child. Go row the boat.
Let me go home.
We're having fun with this song. I hope you're enjoying it. Please let us know because
I'll be singing along
we're
too.
obviously
Have fun.
not sticking to the script.
It's too
We
much
should
fun.
bring a lot of fun to this song.
That's right.
We want to do the first verse first.
Sure,
first
let's do the
verse
first
last.
verse again.
Joanna is rowing, go row the boat, child.
Joanna is
Rowing, go row the boat, child.
Joanna is rowing.
Go row the boat, child. Go row the boat. And let me go home.
Good.
I'll say this. I watched Molly perform at the Vineyard Playhouse over the weekend, and she's really talented. You know,
That's
I
really
mean,
sweet of you.
these folks are really good. All these folks, they're professional, you know. They hit all the note at the right minute, the right moment.
Oh yeah, sometimes we mess up.
And I don't. And it took me years to figure it out, but I kind of settled in on the idea that this is my kind of music that we do here today. And Molly
and it's
does
wonderful.
Molly does it all. Molly does it all.
I love it. I love
And
it.
she is such a talented lady.
You are too, honey. Don't
Well,
sell yourself short.
You don't have a folk singer on a show like what you did.
It's different. It's just
It's
different.
just different.
It's not better or worse.
No,
Nothing
it's
is.
not better or worse, and
That's
not better
right.
or worse. It's just the flavors, you know, the flavors hanging from the trees. You know, apples, pears,
That's right.
oranges, lemons.
That's right. And I don't know if I mentioned the name of that song that I sang about the altos thing, but it's called Alto's Lament. So if you can look that up on YouTube, you'll probably get a good laugh. So Alto's Lament is quite funny. That was a good one.
I have to before you give the credits shout. I have to give a shout out to. We just got another Patreon supporter
Yay!
this past week, and I don't have her name with me, and I don't share the name of the, but it's just, you know, as hard as these times are, and as weird as these times are, we have an audience, and you're alive, and you're vibrant, and you're full of spunk and enthusiasm, and we are so appreciative of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the last thing I thought of when I got the envelope that had, I get a lot of mail, you get a lot of mail, with these little Canadian flags. It's just so joyful, just so warm-hearted. And this Patreon supporter jumped in to help us on a monthly basis, and we need your support, no question. You already know that. But we also need the exchange. The exchange is so vibrant and live and wonderful and caring, and
That's right.
to watch the audience crying when Molly was singing is just a treasured moment for me. There goes the bell again. Oh my God, it's already time.
It's time. Oh my
Almost time
goodness.
again.
We gotta get going, but we gotta thank all of our.
We gotta do your.
our
Well, we
people-
started late, so you can see.
That's right. Well, we still gotta be thankful for Brad, even though he's still in New Zealand, which is so cool. We sang Wellerman again for him in his honor, and he'll be back soon. And meanwhile, we're here on Facebook, YouTube. Check us out, Mark Ellen Lovewell channel, or we've got CCM. Thank you for airing us out there, and MVTV, and Spotify, and all those music places. You can find us. Do a Google search, you'll find us.
We're a living, breathing group.
That's right.
Isn't that Molly and I are just. We're just
We're having a good time.
so lucky to
we're
have you
glad you're
aboard.
here. I know, it's wonderful. It's like a little miracle. So thank you, and now let's roll home together. All hands to man the capstan. See the cable running clear. Lead away with the wars. For New England
for being with us this week. Don't forget, Tuesday, Pathways, Thursday, Cape Cod Maritime Museum.
Hope to see ya.
Many
thousand miles behind us, many thousand miles ago. The ocean just turned away from us, and I fell beneath their shore, rolling home.
Vineyard.
Oh yeah. Rolling home. Dear God to me.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I love how you play that. It's so awesome. So good. Have a great week.